is Chief of Staff to Governor Fubara. Let's listen to him. He'll be speaking to us tonight about these allegations, which Edison Ehie's name has consistently been mentioned. Thank you so much, Honorable Ehie, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Shehu, for having me.
Thank you so much.
Good evening.
Yeah, let's begin tonight. I'd like you to be able to explain to Nigerians what really went down and your role in these heavy allegations that have been leveled. But first and foremost, the information that we have is that yourself, Dr. Nweke, and Governor Fubara were an item. You were very close. He's very close. He knows the ins and outs in the government house and the runnings of government. Is that true?
Well, Mr. Shehu, thank you for having me, like I earlier mentioned. To respond swiftly to your question, that is not true. George Nweke, the former head of service, had no political nor intimate relationship with us, be the governor of Rivers State, elected by Rivers people, as man.Fubara, nor myself. You know that George Nweke was a civil servant, and his responsibilities are clearly outlined. As head of service, the closest he gets to the governor is at the executive council meeting. And if he has something that he wants to relate to the governor, which, quote and unquote, relates to civil servants, he needs to seek appointment to the governor and be cleared by the DSS in charge of security in government house. Judge Nweke and myself, nor the governor, had never had any meeting jointly or severally at all, not talk of something as far-reaching as political discussion. He's not a politician. He does not, he heard from his local government, Mumbai local government area. He does not even partake in critical local government political discussions. It's because he's a career civil servant, appointed by extension of his tenure by the governor to be head of service who was doing contract. So that is totally out of it. He has never been part of us politically. He is a career civil servant. And even when the governor needs to clarify issues or discuss things with him that has to do with civil servants, it is based on appointment. So at what point are we going to sit down with George Nweke to discuss issues that has to do with politics? So that's totally out of it. They just needed somebody who has a little level of hierarchy in government circle to score cheap and but failed political points.
Let our viewers understand the relationship as established, because in the inference that one could pick in Dr. Nweke's submission is as to the fact that he inferred that there was some cordiality in terms of working relationship and some unofficial relationship between yourself, himself, and the governor. But let's take the allegations one after the other, because these allegations are heavy, relating to arson, relating to issues that one will find very, very disturbing. Let me take it one after the other. I'll play the tape again of the allegations of arson that you masterminded alongside in collusion with Governor Fubara. That is what he alleges. Let me play it to our viewers to understand or listen. This is the point where he alleged that the demolition and the arson on the State of Assembly was masterminded by yourself and Governor Fubara. Take a listen, everyone.
Not sacked. Neither was I pressured to resign. I did so willingly from the depth of my heart. However, as an insider and a key player in the administration, and by my position, who worked closely with the suspended governor, it would be unfair for me to keep mute. It all started with the State House of Assembly where the governor, man.Fubara, directed his chief of staff to burn down the assembly in a way to avert the suspected impeachment. That evening, Edison was in Government House with many of his boys, including the former chairman of Obiakbo, one Mr. Nweke. I was there with them when a bag of money was handed over to Edison for that operation, though I did not actually know what it was meant for or the amount inside. I want to tell Rivers people today, the House Assembly was complex. In Moscow Road was clearly brought down by the two of Edison and some of his cohorts.
He landed to say under the instruction of Governor Fubara. Now, let me allow you to respond to this. Why, based on the allegations, why would you do such a thing, Honorable Ehie?
Well, I'll not join issues completely with Mr. George Nweke because I've already instructed my lawyers to file issues of criminal libel against George Nweke, and I hope he's very prepared to come and substantiate this claim and these allegations, if it were. But just to buttress a little light, because we're in the process of making peace, and Mr. President has already intervened, the father of the nation, who we respect very much. And mind you, this interview, I'm not holding brief from my principal, the governor of Rivers State, elected by Rivers people. But it's very important to clarify that I was not, I had no hand, that was a part of the burning down of the Rivers State House of Assembly. Like everyone else, I woke up the early hours of 30th of October 2023 to hear of the burning down of the Rivers State House of Assembly. And it's unfortunate that George Nweke, to satisfy his hunger for emergency riches at his age, having served over 35 years, can be bullied into making such allegations. And clearly to note that the world has seen that George Nweke was not speaking from his right frame of mind. You can see that immediately after his interview, moments later, we watched where his wife, who supposedly should be the closest person to him, was interviewed, not by phone, but by channels, your station. She was crying and mentioned names, including Dr. Harry Ogiri from Abua, Odua local government area of Rivers State, who has been his longtime friend, as those who called him over. Harry Ogiri is the leader of that local government in the FCT minister's camp, political camp. And of course, if you watch that video, the amateur video and subsequent videos that came up from other stations, you see where voices were coming up from the background. And you can ask your friends from Rivers State who are from a Chia extraction. You would hear those who were telling George Nweke from the background, read from the script that we have given you verbatim. Say it as it is. That's a native interpretation of it. And, it brings us to the fact that last week, everything I tell you here, I have evidence. And you see, that is why they have fought so hard to see if they can apprehend me. But I don't go anywhere. I'm always at home. So if you want to apprehend me, kidnap me, you have to come to my house. So I have evidence. One, Kelechi Ogu, who was my colleague at the assembly, a member of the representatives, we intercepted a message he sent to a WhatsApp platform. Voice note and messages. You know, before he could delete it, we intercepted, where he was instructed that ensure you implicate Edison Ehie in that arrangement. It's here on my phone. So it's the same thing that happened to George Nweke. If you see, George Nweke resigned on Monday, the 24th of March. But from Tuesday, you can see the messages which I shared. This is my phone, you can see the messages I shared, where George Nweke was appealing that he should not be abandoned, that he has resigned because of his conscience. This is his phone number. This is George Nweke's phone number. This is his phone number, George Nweke.
Did you send this message to?
Where he said, yes, he sent it by. So if we go, when it gets to the time where we need to sit down in this criminal libel, he cannot deny, because this is this registered phone number known as God.
Send it to.
Everybody has it.
Who did he send it to?
This is it. He sent to me.
What was he
This
saying?
is his phone.
So was he pleading for something, or what exactly
Yes,
is the content?
He was appealing that the governor should give him money, that in fact he's packing out from the official residence. He doesn't have a house within town to live. He doesn't have money, and that he should not be abandoned. Look at it. Now, yesterday, he deleted some, not knowing that I had already munched the message which I shared online.
So let me understand this timeline, Honorable. So he resigned on Monday. When was it that he sent this message?
He resigned on Monday. On Monday, he resigned. From that Monday, he started sending messages. See, tell me when to see you tomorrow. I sincerely want to see you. I have some smart and actionable ideas we need to work on to wriggle the hands of these vandals of our state. This is for George Nweke.
So when this happened,
I have printed these messages and they have been certified.
Now,
because you know these people, they can do anything to frustrate you.